Cool. We are live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone watching. This is What She Thinks final podcast. And so today we are going to be just going over what we learned in class, our thoughts, our opinions. And I'm your moderator, Maria. We have Sky here, Jasmine, and Jakima present with us today. And so we can just start right off the bat, you guys, how the semester has treated us with this course. I really actually love this course. It was way better. It exceeded my expectations really here.
It definitely did for me too.
Yeah, same.
This course felt like, compared to my other classes, especially during a pandemic, and I think it's because of you guys as a group, it was like a breath of fresh air, because the assignments I felt so like I knew what I was doing, so carefree, vent out a little.
Right.
It was nice.
Very
Yeah,
flexible.
I definitely felt like that too. Dealing with just having a conversation with a kid every day and not too many other people. It was nice to talk to women of my generation, of my, can understand. And we all look different, but we all understand each other. And that was the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm. I actually was really excited about that when we got our group assigned to us and I seen that we were all women. I was like, ooh, this is gonna be good.
Right?
Yes, women empowerment. I love it. I'm here for it. I feel like this class, I originally took it because I feel like I speak for a lot of college folks that I hate working in groups. Something always goes wrong, okay? Either the person that was supposed to do something didn't do it, didn't do their part,
or isn't reading anything.
Yeah.
No.
Isn't reading instructions.
Doesn't respond to the group message, it's just gone for the semester.
Yeah.
Or either they did something, but you can tell that they didn't even do the work themselves.
Right.
There's always something going on with group activities, and I feel like I'm very thankful that all of one of you guys was super respectful of each other's time. We did what we had to do. We were super open with communication, and I love that for us.
Yeah,
that was definitely a big thing. I definitely agree.
Yeah, for sure.
It made me not, hopefully in the future, not look at group projects so much as oh my god, but also I feel like I'm gonna look at group projects it's not the same group.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I definitely think I'm gonna always be like, where's what she thinks?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't wanna deal with that, especially just because, I think college, we learn that we're all on different paths with how we study, how we deal with our classes, how we do, deal with our personal life too. And everybody's just on a different schedule. We were able to really sync with still having all our, personal schedules and personal things going on. So that definitely was a huge good thing for us.
Yeah, definitely. And also I like how we really relate. So anytime I would bring something up from a different assignment, or when we would do journals, I was like, oh, you guys, I'm really emphasizing on this certain point in my journals. And I remember Sky was mentioning how she was focusing on the same thing, and I was just like, wow, the way that we kind of just all correlate to one another, I think it's really cool. I don't think I've ever really felt part of a group the way that I felt with this specific group and this specific course.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
How did you guys feel when applying basically what we've learned in your life? Because I feel like I've done that a lot. So because of the fact that I'm a nursing major and my career is going to be based off of my communication skills and how I communicate with my patients and etc., I've really put my learning skills that I've learned from this course into my life. And I feel like it's made some really good positive changes. So, for example, I used to be one of those people who would I would already have my response in my mind. regardless of what another person would say. So I would say what I have to say, completely block out whatever this person was saying, and then just continue to say what I had to say. I wasn't really receptive with other people's like what other people had to think, basically.
Right.
And I feel like this class really helped me with that. What about you guys?
I feel like I got more confident saying what I feel, even if I'm in a room full of people who feel different from me. Like, I used to just be like, you know, just sit there, not agree with them, but just like, you know, whatever.
Right.
But especially with family, and I think I've done it subconsciously. Like, I'm not thinking, okay, I need to do this. It just has been happening. And I think it's because, like, talking to you guys in the group and knowing that, like, my feelings are valid and, like, the things I think are valid, now I'm, like, just subconsciously doing it in conversations.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, because one thing I had an issue with was, like, talking to somebody in eye contact and my body language, because as a mom, I'm just always thinking, I'm right, you know, got to do it my way. It's my flow. But this has definitely allowed me to, like you say, receive what people actually say instead of being ready to say, this is what I'm going to do. And it's like that thing people always say, like, I know you hear me, but are you listening? Like, those are the things that I've definitely paid attention to too.
Yes, that was a good one. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I think for me, I work in retail. So especially right now during the holidays, everything's berserk. Everyone's on edge. Customers are like, this is what I need. You got to give it to me. And it's been like a lot of like, yeah, ooh, girl, it's been crazy. But learning a lot of like understanding of like listening and just validating what the person is feeling, because we're all going through it this year, and being like, all right, cool, I'm just gonna sit and listen to you vent to me about something that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. I cannot fix your life, but if you gotta vent to me, I'm here, you know. So it's been a great use of, like, you know, how you were saying, like, it's such a great tool, and it just helps you kind of think like see the world a little differently and like bigger picture versus like, this is like my world and everyone else is living in it kind of a thing, and being like, all right, we're all living in this collective like thing, and we're all affecting each other in some way. So like being more like aware of like how actions can really influence other people and how other people's actions can influence you too.
And I feel like one of the assignments that I didn't really struggle with the most, but I can't not think about it in my mind when I speak now. It was the one where we basically had to do kind of like an argument with someone. We had to disagree with someone, and we had to practice paraphrasing and giving, you know, like mentioning, okay, so this is what I heard from you. So that way there isn't a lot of miscommunication. And I really, really, really like that assignment because it really targeted the things that I had trouble with, which is paraphrasing. Because even though someone is saying something to you, it doesn't mean that you're receiving it the way that they are meaning to send it. And I feel like that's super important. And especially, for example, like in retail, like this person could be super frustrated because of whatever reason. And let's say you're already on edge, but if you're just kind of like, wow, like, you know, just take it offensively, like, and it just creates this whole like jumble of feelings and emotions that, you know, aren't being sorted out. And I feel like that was one of my favorites for sure. Like being able to practice that paraphrasing, practice like, hey, this is the way that I received your message. Like, is that correct? You know, that way we can give people a chance to, you know, be able to express how they feel.
I even think, like, going off of that, I've all been in a fight with like my fiance, and then all of a sudden at the end I said, well, you said, and he's like, no, I did not. And then I go back, I'm like, you didn't actually. So we're just gonna pretend. But I totally like can see how that's so useful, because even like I feel like people have said, you said this. I'm like, no, that's not what I said. I actually meant and said this. And it helps you're right, it clears out a lot of conflict that could be avoided.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah, and see, that was a hard thing for me. It was like actually dealing with the conflict instead of just letting people do stuff to me. I started definitely, because I'm a very passive person, and I'm always looking the other way and saying, well, maybe they got something going on. This definitely has allowed me to be like, excuse me, you cut me in line. And I was standing there, like, it has definitely allowed me to like have my behavior in sync with what I'm trying to say, and to definitely think about what I'm going to do and say. But it has allowed me to just not look at groups so like, okay, well, I'm gonna just do all my work and I'll talk to them when I talk to them and all this stuff. Like, I know what I'm doing. So it has definitely dealing with us and how we are. We definitely had great communication. That was the first thing I paid attention to, was can we like all not act like we're in high school? Can we get through this? Like, we can't be scared. We're all grown women. We all got a lot of things going on. And, we all just have to try to be in sync as much as possible. But I think we've done great, seriously.
Say that. Yes, same. And even to kind of go back to what we were talking about, I actually really wanted to mention how I really feel like this class pushed my like boundaries in what I'm comfortable speaking on.
Yes.
This course, had a lot of like, so like race talk, and it goes back to our first podcast that when we mentioned let's talk race. And I feel like, I don't know if you guys remember me expressing my concerns about the podcast because I was afraid of saying the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. I think it was Jakima. You mentioned that you said, well, I think that's what he wants. He wants us to speak on, our opinions and whatnot. Right. I appreciate this class and this course and the content that was given, because it really pushed my comfort zone. It pushed me out of my comfort zone on what I want to speak on and how to speak on it,
Yeah, just because so many people are scared during that election time, so many people were afraid to actually say what they felt and dealing with that. And the best thing about us women is that when we get in together and we in sync, our feelings gonna come out, and we're gonna be able, we felt like we all respected each other, and that's why we were able to explain that, because we've never met face to face, but we have this understanding and this respect from each other. So that's, I definitely know. I enjoyed the way he pushed that content, because a lot of people were scared to talk about, are they uncomfortable, and so many things. I learned a lot from you guys, so that was important.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, like just like you said, like I was nervous when we were just looking at the topics, because as like my features, a lot of people are, you could get the negative part, like, what do you, like, why are you talking about this? But so I was a little nervous going into it, but you guys made it so like comfortable. And then we all talked about family history, backgrounds, all this stuff. I think it was just great, like how diverse this group is with just 4 women. Yeah, I think it was amazing.
Yeah, I definitely think that's what our professor was very happy about, is that we didn't allow us being 4 different women from 4 different backgrounds to interfere with how we really feel. Because at the end of the day, we're all going to the same school. We're all going to have not the same experience, but we're going to experience some of the same things. Yes. And so that was a big thing.
No, definitely. And I think that was like the biggest thing I really appreciated, because I've had different groups this semester, and this one is very distinctly different, because we kind of all met each other where we're at, and we're kind of very real and honest. We're like, all right, let's just do this. And I think my favorite times were conversations that weren't recorded, like the follow-up to this, like preparing for that first podcast. Oh my God, we talked forever about our topics. We're like, this is gonna be a breeze. Like we got so much to talk about anyway. Those 20 minutes will be nothing, And it was like, we actually like the first time we recorded it had to like cut it short because we were going on and it was great, but it was just like, oh my God, like we have so much to say.
Right.
I think that made it more exciting. Like I felt it was so cool to see everyone kind of light up when we were talking about it. Everyone had something, a comment, an experience, an opinion, whatever it was. Like we all had something to say, and I felt like that, like we were able to kind of like again, like meet each other where we were at and be like, all right, let's just do this.
Yeah. I wanted to mention that I also felt that this group was different from groups I've worked in because of the fact that I had like a specific group. I'm probably not going to say the course name, but I was in a specific course, and one of the group members was just kind of like doing their like own thing. Like we would kind of coordinate as a group, and we're like, okay, yeah, like, you know, this is how we're going to do our presentation and so on. And this person was just kind of like, I'm going to just do what I want to do kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I was just super grateful that we were all in the same boat, like we all understood each other. It was really interesting to see though how like we all connected. It's like we were like, you know, like little jigsaw pieces, and we just, you know, like we all definitely understood one another. We understood our like time like restraints and how to work with one another. It was just so fluid. It didn't feel,
that's what it was. It was fluid.
It was fluid. It didn't feel like I have to
not forced or we gotta talk about it.
Oh,
it felt like, okay, I didn't tell y'all how my day was today.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. I really liked that. I enjoyed that because I feel like a lot of times it can get kind of awkward working in groups because, you know, you're working with like strangers, you know, but it didn't feel like that with this group. It just felt like group mates, but in a different way. It didn't feel like the awkward, like, oh, I got to talk to this person I've never spoken to before, which reminds me, Jakima, you brought up a great point. It's the fact that we've never even seen each other like in person. We've only know each other
crazy
from a screen, but it's just the fact that we were able to make that connection over a screen.
Right.
I can imagine
it'll be
unstoppable in the classroom.
Yeah, we would have been inseparable. Seriously.
Yeah, if we were in the studio, I feel like we would have rambled for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it'll be once Solano officially opens, it'll be so crazy if we like see each other passing by.
Right. Because I'm definitely gonna walk up to you guys and be like, hello.
Yes. Well, you guys, we have expressed our opinions and we've talked about how much this group really changed our view in working with one another, and we even got to see how you can create these like different kinds of special bonds with people over a screen and people you've never seen. And it's just really all about it. And it's kind of ironic because this is a communications course, but it's really just about how we communicated and how we were able to just so fluidly come together and make this great podcast and make this great group. And I just want to thank you guys like for your time and your commitment. That means a lot to me, especially, you know, during these hard times during a pandemic, still being able to, you know, come to our Zoom meetings, bring in content and so on. So I really want to thank you guys for being such a phenomenal group.
Yes, and I want to thank everybody just for never judging, you know, me or each other for, you know, the things that we say or how we feel and what we bring to the table, because everybody is going to experience things so differently. So it's nice that we were all able to say, you felt that way, I felt that way too, you know. So that was everything for me.
Also, like, there were things that, like, Jasmine would bring or Maria or anybody would bring out, like, oh, I saw this, let me pull up this article, and I was like, what? Tell me more. And then afterwards, I'm going to look it up, and it's like, I just learned so much from everybody in the group.
I definitely did, too.
Same.
Alrighty then. So I'm ready to wrap up our final podcast. It was so nice working with you guys. I hope that I get to meet you guys in person in the future.
Yes.
For everyone else watching, good luck on the rest of your finals. Have a great holiday break, and hopefully we get to just, see each other soon.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. Thank you guys for your time. Bye.
Bye.
Peace.